okay, I'm eating right. I'm eating correctly according to what my body needs, not what this society has told me, but what my body actually needs to heal. And using supplements, and, I mean, not supplements, excuse me, and using tinctures and using herbs, that's how you get to healing, and you promote more healing. You accelerate that rate. But when you're just sitting here thinking, slap a prescription, slap a tincture, slap a surgery on it, and you don't change the habit of eating, it's not going to work. You're just going to keep managing. In society, that's what we're doing. We're managing an issue. We can heal from it. Why keep it alive inside of your body, thriving, when you can heal and get rid of it? It makes no sense to keep doing what we're doing, yet we keep doing it. And I'm saying this as somebody who released myself from doing what everybody else is doing and following that. And I allowed myself to understand how my body naturally heals itself by doing research, understanding how people are sitting here healing themselves from cancer and not doing chemo and radiation or having any surgeries. They're healing themselves from cancer, having tumors. And then you know what they did? They cut out all the excess crap of dairy and meats and processed foods, and they went straight to eating fruits and vegetables. Some people just went straight to fruits, and they healed their body. So there is no, oh, I can't help myself heal. Oh, I can't get rid of this. It's a matter of, do you want to? Do you know how to? And if you don't know how to, that's okay. It's all right, because I'm here to support you in understanding how. I'm here to support you in learning how to do this. And so we have to understand and break down what blood sugar is and insulin resistance is and how we haven't been supporting our blood sugar. So let's talk about first blood sugar regulation and break that down. So if you don't know what blood sugar regulation is or understand how to regulate your blood sugar is when you eat, your body is supposed to break down food, right? It's supposed to break it down and then turn it into glucose. You're supposed to be using that glucose to convert into energy. This goes into your bloodstream. Your bloodstream uses it, puts it in different areas. It converts it into energy. It uses it for nutrients, for vitamins, for minerals, and then the rest of it should get expelled. That's the normal, natural process of what your body should be going through. But too many people are sitting out here consuming food, and your body has a bunch of processed toxins and chemicals to process through, try to figure out what to situate and to sort. So it's working overtime, trying to get that through your digestive tract. Now it's gotten through your digestive tract, it's in your gut, it's stuck there some a little bit, going through your digestive tract, going through your bloodstream. So now your liver, your kidney, and your pancreas are working overtime, trying to filter, trying to get rid of all this excess sugar. Also still give you the natural insulin in your body, because it needs that insulin to have energy. And so now everything else is working overtime. Your brain is not getting any support with the foods that you're eating. So guess what? Now it's sitting there going, oh my God, I'm in an anxious state, fight or flight mode, boom. Now I have anxiety because you've given me no food, but instead a bunch of toxins to filter through. And then you sit here and you go like this for years on end, and you wonder why you're anxious. You wonder why you're having panic attacks. You wonder why you're depressed. Your body has been in panic mode for years, and you have not supported it. So it's a matter of, how do you start supporting it? But you have to know what you're doing. So let's talk about the hormones that are produced by the pancreas and understanding what's happening. So your pancreas helps shuttle that glucose throughout your cells for the energy, right? And so when you are constantly consuming high amounts of processed foods, all of this processed sugar, refined carbs, sugary drinks, etc., right? Your body becomes insulin resistant because your pancreas cannot keep up with all that stuff, trying to sit here and to convert it into energy, but it can't, because that's not real energy. So then it sits here and slaps it to the liver and goes, liver, you're the filter for toxins. Here you go. Now your liver's sitting here working overtime, and your liver's like, I don't know what to do with this. And your liver's like, this is a bunch of toxins, and I only do this much amount a day, and you've got me 3 times more than what I usually use. So now your liver goes, I don't know, some of it's leaking into your bloodstream. Oops. Your gut's affected. Oops, now you have leaky gut. Because your organs communicate to each other. That's how they work together. The same thing where your brain commands everything in your body to do what it needs to do. So you don't think your organs are sitting here saying, well, I'm working too much here, you take on the slack. I'm working too much here, you take on the slack. And it's an endless circle that goes all the way back up to your heart. And then y'all wonder why y'all have heart attacks and strokes. Insulin resistance means that your cells can no longer respond to insulin properly. So when you're sitting here in an insulin resistant state, this is causing your body to spike its blood sugar. Thank you for the likes. I really appreciate it. You are so welcome. We have been sharing this information. I've been doing this for about, I want to say maybe 5 months now, maybe 4-ish. If you have missed the past lives, they are posted on YouTube. You can go check those out. But you have to understand that when you are sitting here spiking your blood sugar levels every single day, and then on top of that, they're staying high, they're remaining high because you're not using stabilizers to gain that balance back to support your body over time, this leads you to having prediabetes. And then prediabetes undealt with leads you to having type 2 diabetes. When you have type 2 diabetes and then you do nothing about that, that leads you to having type 3 diabetes. And studies are showing that you are more likely than not, when you have type 3 diabetes, you're more likely to have Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is a sign of dementia. What is linked directly to dementia? An overload of processed, heavy, refined sugars. So it's literally a full circle of chaos, all because you want to sit here and overconsume a bunch of sugar. It makes no sense. Thank you for the follows. To keep consuming all of this sugar. So when you are sitting here and you are in a diabetic state, like majority of people know, when you have diabetes, you can lose limbs. You can sit here and have, because obviously you're having nerve damage overall. So then you can lose limbs. You can have heart disease, develop heart disease, organ failure. These are common things that happen when you have diabetes, because majority of people that develop prediabetes, diabetes, or just insulin resistance in general, they don't change their ways. They just sit here and talk about how it runs in their family, or that they can't change, or they just really love sugar. It's an addiction. And I'm not saying like, oh, I don't consume sugar ever, but I don't consume the over heavily processed sugars like y'all do. And that's the reason why I'm not addicted to sugar. That's the reason why I can go weeks without eating anything sweet and I'll be fine. I'm not sitting here fiending for some sugar. I might really want to go get a sweet, but I'm not fiending, because that's the difference. I used to be at the point where I was addicted to sugar. So I know that feeling of you literally cannot go a day without consuming sugar, because if you do, you will sit there and you'll be thinking about that sugar for the rest of the night, to the point where it drives you crazy. How many of you right now are in here that feel that way, that you're addicted to sugar? And it's okay to admit it's not wrong, because that's what you've been taught. You have been programmed and taught into a society that is addicted to sugar. That's the reason why they put so much heavily processed sugar in your foods. Because it's addictive. It keeps you buying more. It keeps you craving it more. So then when you walk past it on the shelf, it's going to stimulate your dopamine. It's going to stimulate your salivation glands. And so, not salivation glands, saliva glands. So then you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, ooh, I need to get that because I haven't had that in a minute. Oh, that's my favorite snack. Let me go grab that. And you have no discerning thought of what exactly you're consuming. So when you look at the fact that there are 37 million Americans that have diabetes, and there are over 96 million of them, over 96 million Americans that have prediabetes symptoms, and at least half of them don't even realize that they're insulin resistant. 96 million people, and half of them don't even realize that they're insulin resistant. When you go outside and you count 3 people, so you're like, okay, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Out of every 3 people, 1 of them is pre-diabetic or diabetic. Out of every 3 people, you count 1, 2, 3. Guaranteed at least 1 of them is insulin resistant. It's shameful that so many people are out here dealing with the same issue, and yet they don't know that they have it. It's shameful that so many people have these same symptoms, and yet we can't pinpoint why we have it, what's going on, how it happened. It's mind-blowing that we are not taught from a very, very young age that if you are going to consume any sugar, you need to stabilize. You should be eating X, Y, and Z. You shouldn't be eating sugar late at night. There's different prerequisites that you should have before you're consuming sugar and after. But yet we think that, oh, I want a late night snack, so I should just consume this sugar at 10 o'clock at night and then wonder why I'm up for the rest of the night going to the bathroom. Oh, I should consume this because I'm watching a movie and I'm tired, and oh, I've gone through a breakup, so I should eat a whole thing of ice cream and cookies and cake. If you stay tuned to this live, I'm going to give you more breakdowns. At the end, I give you solutions. I break down what we're doing, why we're doing it, what is happening inside of your body. At the end of the lives, I give you how. So if you have the time to watch the rest of it, I'm great. I'm grateful. If you don't because you're at work or etc., obviously I understand that. That's why I post all of my past lives on YouTube. Just go subscribe to my YouTube. You are so welcome. So I do help you out at the end on how, but you just got to stick with me. So why is this so crucial? Because when you focus in stabilizing your blood sugar, this helps you not only make better choices when it comes to the habits that you have towards food, but it's also going to help you not rely on medications in the future. Because so many people sit here, because I talk about me being plant-based. I am plant-based. I've been over 4 years and I will not go back. So I talk about me being plant-based. And the first thing somebody says who has not tried anything, doesn't even live a healthy lifestyle, does diet culture, all they do is flip around and talk about how, oh, it's so expensive. Oh, it can be so expensive to eat healthy. I don't know if I can do that. I couldn't live without meats. You haven't tried anything. You haven't tried a single thing. How do you know it's expensive if you've never tried? That's just like how people have never traveled internationally, never even traveled out of their states, but they want to talk about how expensive travel is. You've never tried it. How do you know? Because you watch the news, because you hear that prices are rising. I want to give y'all a little tea. Like, I want to put y'all on game for a little tea, because all of y'all's prices are rising. And if you're on my email list, you know this, because I've been talking about this on our Wellness Wednesday, because every Wednesday I send out an email for Wellness Wednesday. Prices are on the rise, but they have not been on the rise for vegan products. That's one thing that y'all have not peeped, though. Prices have been on the rise. Y'all's eggs, y'all's milk, y'all's meat, y'all's whatever else has been on the rise. The only prices that have not changed is vegan food. And you know why? Because it was at a price point that it made sense. Because when you actually start to buy and know vegan products, you understand the profit margin of this is real food. You're not going to be able to eat a whole freaking bag of chips because you're going to get full. They give you air. That's the reason why how chips are empty calories. The only reason why y'all's chips are so empty calories is because it has no nutritional value, because it's not actual potatoes. It's not actual chips. The reason why you sit there and can eat a whole thing of cookies is because the cookies is full of just sugar, flour, and a bunch of inflammatory crap to keep it on the shelf and keep it longer. It has no real actual nutritional value. But when you get the natural, actual cookies that are made from like cassava flour, they're made from spelt flour, they're made from things that give you actual proteins, it gives you a healthy fat, it gives you a number of different things, and it still gives you that dopamine response of, oh, this is sweet, it's feeding my cravings. You won't be able to eat a whole roll of cookies because you're going to have that discerning thought to be like, ooh, I've eaten too many cookies. This is too sweet. I'm good. But the reason why you're so addicted is because they do studies of combining a bunch of unhealthy fats, sugar, and salt, and putting them all in your food, and that stimulates your dopamine to throw off your hormone balance so that your body can't tell you when you're full. Your body can't tell you when it's too much sugar. Your body can't tell you, hey, you're not really craving those cookies. You really need some fiber and some nutritional value, but instead, since I have the lack of it and I need energy, all I'm thinking about is sugar, because you've trained your brain to think about sugar every single time you lack nutrition. So no, it's not expensive to live a plant-based lifestyle. The lifestyle that you live is leading you down a path of having no money. Because in the end, these insurance companies are dropping y'all. And that's what y'all not realizing. They're going to keep dropping y'all like flies. The people who are going to be pre-diabetic, diabetic, needing insulin, needing surgeries, needing help with cancer treatment, they're going to start dropping y'all. They're not going to keep covering y'all. And you can see that with how they started to flip around and try to say that, oh, we're going to stop covering anesthesia. Just kidding. We're not going to stop covering anesthesia because everybody freaked out. That was your warning. That was just them giving you a little taste. So next time when they actually implement something and they change it and they're no longer going to be covering y'all, it's not going to be a shocker. Then it's going to be I knew it. And they're going to be sitting like, well, we told you. So when you're arguing on the phone talking about how I have to have my insulin, I have to have my medication even though you don't need it, you're going to be sitting there crying, talking about I have to pay $300 out of pocket. And they're going to be telling you, yeah, every single week, every 2 weeks, you got to pay $300 out of pocket. So sorry. Oh, you need a surgery? That's a quick $2K. So sorry. And you're sitting here looking around, scrambling for trying to help. And that's on the lower side. Let's think about it when it's actual regular prices of what you look on those bills. And they're like, oh, this is a $10,000 surgery. We covered half of it. Now you have to do the other half. So that's $5,000 out of pocket. If they even say like, oh, we're going to cover you, but we give you the bare minimum coverage. You have to start thinking like this, because this is where our world is going. And if you're not aware of this, then you're sleeping under a rock. You're really blind, and I need you to pull the wool off your eyes and to really open your eyes and see what's happening. It's not just food that's getting more expensive. Life is getting more expensive, and there's a reason why. Because they want more people in poverty, and they want more people leaving this earth earlier than what their design is. Because the Most High didn't say you're supposed to live until 40 and 50 and then unalive. The Most High wanted you here for 100+ years, but you chose to be addicted to sugar for 50 of those years. So that's the reason why by 53 you were taken out. You chose to be addicted to sugar for 50+ years. So that's the reason why by 53 you had to have a surgery. You chose that sugar for 20+ years. And so this is the reason why by 30, now you have high blood pressure and you have heart problems. So you have to take a step back and realize that the American standard diet is not here to support you. That's the problem. It is the problem. I'm so happy to hear that, Queen K. That is amazing to hear. He said, what do you think about juicing? Because I started it because I want to reserve it for your son. I'm assuming that's what you're trying to say. If you want to, yeah, I mean, juicing is juicing. If you want to juice. Make sure it's cold pressed. There's nothing wrong with you juicing, but you still need to eat your fruits and vegetables. Juicing is just a good way to either cleanse or to have something for, if you're like me, I love apple juice. I really like all juices, but apple juice is my favorite. It's a good way for you to not go and go grab some juicy juice off the counter. It's good for you to not go grab a Calypso, if that makes sense. If you like sweet drinks, juicing is the way to go. Because then it's going to give you that natural sweetness in a juice and be able to give you that same stimulation that you would if you just go to the shelf and just go buy something. So the problem is the standard American diet, what we've been taught. These foods are considered normal to us, but they're not normal because they're harming your body. It's not normal to your body just because you poison yourself every single day and it's adapted. Adapting does not mean it's okay. We adapted to be able to consume dairy, but it doesn't mean dairy's okay. Dairy is inflammatory. Our body has adapted because that's a survival instinct, because our body, by the Most High's design, is able to adapt to these different climates, changes, different circumstances. But it doesn't make it all right. And I'm going to say this, and it's going to be, I mean, it's kind of, think about it this way. If somebody is abused all their life, they grew up in it. They knew no better. They knew no better. They still know it's wrong and inclement in a state, in a way. Their body has adapted throughout that process. Their body has adjusted, but it still does not make it right. That's what you're doing to your body. You're abusing your body and has adjusted, but it doesn't make it right. So when you sit here and you think about the standard American diet, the S.A.D diet, it's loaded with ultra processed foods, trans fats, artificial additives, colors, dyes, refined sugars, a bunch of chemicals, and then they tell you it's okay for you to consume this because this is a preservative. It's going to preserve your food, to keep it on your shelf longer, to make you not have to waste food, because produce goes bad so quickly, right? But here I am telling you, I can keep produce in my fridge, in my refrigerator, in my home, in the refrigerator, because on the counter it's different. But the food that I put in the refrigerator, I can keep produce for a month because I prep it properly. I know how to prepare my fruits and vegetables and keep them in a space that keeps them fresh for a month. The only reason why y'all's food is expiring as fast as it does is because you don't take care of it the way you should be to prep it, to keep it to stay. You leave it on the shelf, buy a bunch of produce, leave it on your counter to mold in a couple of days, and then you complain about, oh my God, all it does is mold, I shouldn't even buy this. No, you should prepare it better. You don't know how to support yourself and your own wallets. So that's the reason why it's so expensive. That's why you're blowing a bag on fruits and vegetables alone, because you don't know how to prepare it to keep for when you buy in bulk. If you're not buying in bulk, you should be buying in bulk to keep it fresh longer. Because I shop at Costco. So that means I'm getting like 10, 12 things of oranges, apples, whatever at a time. And my stuff doesn't go bad. So why is your stuff going bad? Because you have no preparation. You don't have a prepared mindset. You don't even know how to prep the fruits and vegetables to keep them stable, to keep them from molding. And with this new season that we are in, this new space that we are in, because we are in a number 9 year. Number 9 is scripturally is a judgment year. We are in a tough year, and it's only going to get worse from here. This is the shift into the new realm that we are in. Y'all are going to be shocked. You're going to be real shocked of how worse it gets. I'm not saying like it's going to be, oh my goodness, it's a world war where we're all going to be. It's not going to hit you like that. It's going to hit your wallets first. It's going to hit your homes first. And you're going to be sitting there looking, and you're going to be like, for the ones who aren't prepared, that's who. That's who. It's going to be for the ones who aren't prepared. The ones that are sitting here doing the same thing, expecting a different result. That's who it's going to be tough for. Because it is preventable for you to sit here and to realize, when you actually educate yourself and realize that these people don't have your best interests in heart, you'll realize very quickly that they do things to your food for a reason. They put preservatives in your food. They make the food mold faster. They give you all these GMO produce for a cheaper price for a reason. They give you all of these chemical produced fruits and vegetables for a reason at a lower price. There's a reason why government assistance can only, or they now have organic foods. But at first, they only were marking for government assistance. They were only marking GMO and pesticide fruits and vegetables for them to be able to buy with their different government assistant cards. There's a reason why. And then it's a reason why also that the non-poisoned, non-toxic food is way more expensive. Quote unquote. So you have to understand that they're impacting your body in a negative way. There's a reason why they put so much gluten in your food. There's a reason why they're throwing gluten in your face so much. Even though people are like, I'm gluten free. People don't understand the reason why people are gluten free. So let me break it down. Your gut health is being disrupted by the foods that they give you in the standard American diet, because it leads you to having inflammation when you don't support your gut. It leads you to having bloating, and then it's going to, if you're a woman, have painful menstrual cycles, PCOS, weight gain that you can't get rid of. And then also with all of this gluten that they're throwing and putting in your food that you keep consuming, when it comes to your bread, when it comes to your processed snacks, it causes you to have leaky gut. Do you understand what leaky gut is? That means your gut's pH, your gut's acidity, your gut's biome that's in there, the liquid, is leaking out, as well as all the other toxic foods that you put in there that aren't getting digested. This goes directly to your bloodstream. So it's causing your kidneys to have to filter out more. It's causing your liver to work overtime, because your liver filters out toxins and stores it. And nobody knows how to properly detox and cleanse themselves, because you think that taking a tincture or doing diet culture or taking a supplement is you detoxing. It's not. I'm going to break that to you. It's not. It's not effective. You're just managing. Thank you for liking up the live. I really appreciate it. The S.A.D diet is also disrupting your hormone balance. So when your gut is off, your brain is going to be off. Your gut and your brain are directly connected. So you have to think about the fact that when your brain is off, that means it's going to be completely thrown off with your hormones, because everything is connected. So this is going to cause you to have fatigue. This is going to cause mood swings. This is going to cause you to have cravings. It's going to cause you to stress eat. Just because external stress shows, internal stress does not mean you're not internally stressed out. We know what external stress looks like on the body. It ages you. It makes you look tired. It makes you look dull. It makes you look like you just don't want to be here. But internally, you do realize that stress shows itself internally too. It ages your organs too. It doesn't just age you outside. It ages you internally. The standard American diet is causing all this brain fog and energy crash that you're having, and you're not realizing it, because you're spiking your blood sugar, so it goes up and down, that imbalance, and it causes it to drop, which impacts your cognitive function. And so you have to stop sitting here thinking that, oh, you're just tired and you have the itis and you have to go take a nap after you eat. You didn't stabilize your blood sugar. And so your blood sugar dropped really, really low after it went really, really high, because you were on that dopamine high of, ooh, this is really, really good. And then you finished it all and your body goes, whew, now I need a nap. It's causing weight gain. It's causing metabolic disorders. So this is going to lead you to having diabetes, lead you to have obesity, lead you to having high cholesterol. It is not okay for us to have all of these diseases running rampant through our society, and us not understand that if your body is not healing, that means you're not supporting it. If your body is not naturally healing itself, that means there's something blocking your healing, because your body naturally heals itself. The Most High literally designed your vessel to heal itself. So why is it not healing itself? And that's a question you have to ask yourself. If my body is not doing its natural design, and if you don't believe that this is your natural design, why can your body heal itself from a broken bone? And you don't think it can heal from a disease? You don't think it can heal from diabetes, from you having heart disease? You don't think it can heal its gut, heal its brain function? But you can heal a whole bone that you broke? It doesn't make sense. People can cut their finger, keep it on ice, and get it reattached, and it can function again. You don't think your body heals? It makes absolutely no sense that you can literally see miracles happen to your body every single day, with people going to the ER, making it a habit and living, breaking bones, breaking their neck, breaking their back, being able to walk again. And you don't think that you can heal from something as simple as a disease, which is caused by inflammation? So if you're sitting here like, I want a solution, I want to change, but I don't know where to start, I don't know how to do this for myself, then what do I need to do, and how do I need to start doing? You need to start eating a rainbow plate and using food as your medicine and understanding how to do that. A rainbow plate means that you eat a variety of colors, you eat a variety of plethora of fruits and vegetables, legumes, beans, nuts, all these different things. And understand that plant-based foods is how you start to really support your body in healing, because it comes naturally from the earth. It's going to give you everything that you need, vitamins, minerals, without you having to sit here and take a supplement. You don't need to supplement anything in. You need to start supporting your body. And once you start doing that, you will start to heal. So when you sit here and you're like, okay, but how does eating a rainbow plate support me? I'm not understanding how a plethora of different colors give me a variety. Let me show you. Let me break it down. So when you are sitting here eating things like red foods, for instance, so tomatoes, strawberries, when you're eating your bell peppers, this supports your heart health. This is going to help you reduce your inflammation. This is going to help you be able to gain that vitamin content in vitamin A, vitamin C. You will also be able to support your body with the different support of anti-inflammatory help, because there are anti-inflammatory help in bell peppers. There's anti-inflammatory help in tomatoes, orange and yellow, so carrots, sweet potatoes, citrusy foods, turmeric, anti-inflammatory also. Citrusy foods are going to help you be able to get vitamin C, obviously. Boost your immune system, helps with your skin. Carrots are great for the eyes. Sweet potatoes are good for you to be able to feel full and to stay full, because that's going to help you be able to get a healthy, non-toxic carb, because there's a difference between healthier carbs and toxic carbs. Because we are in this space of people think that all carbs are bad. Not all carbs are bad. The carbs that you choose are bad. You don't know how to stabilize, so when you eat carbs, you throw off your body's balance completely. Green food, so your leafy greens, your broccoli, your avocado, healthy fats, stabilizers. These are going to help you support your liver, help you be able to detoxify. These are how you support your body in cleansing and resetting itself, because you have to cleanse and reset in order for you to gain that healing that you were looking for and to remove the block, because the block is still there. So for the people that believe in diet culture, where you're like, oh, I'm just going to do this for like a week or two and I'm going to be fine, you're not removing the block. And that's the reason why when you get done with your diet, you still go back to your old habits. You still feel like crap. The same problems are still there because you didn't deal with the issue. Blue and purple foods like blueberries, eggplants, cabbage, purple cabbage, it helps you improve your brain function. It's going to help you be able to fight off oxidative stress, because these help you get oxygen on a cellular level. The same thing with fruits. They help you get oxygen on a cellular level. That's what you need. You have to have oxygen on a cellular level. White and brown foods, so like mushrooms, beans, these are going to support your gut health and boost your immune system. So like garlic helps boost your immune system, anti-inflammatory help, things like that. So plant-based foods stabilize your blood sugar naturally, because they're going to provide you with fiber, healthy fats, and on top of that, plant-based healthy proteins, because the protein that you're getting from meat is not supporting you and it's unhealthy, and that's the reason why you're so inflamed. So you're sitting here and you're trying to figure out why you're so sick, because you're not helping support your digestive system, and you're sitting here having insulin spikes. When you eat these healthy fats, when you get all the fiber that you need, when you're supported with plant-based proteins, these are going to help you slow down your digestion, stay full longer, and then also prevent you from having those blood sugar spikes that you were trying to emit and get rid of. So you have to think of, when you're eating a rainbow plate, not necessarily like, okay, I'm going to eat this or I'm going to eat this. Like, for instance, let's say, I'm thinking of like how I used to eat. So you're like, okay, well, I'm going to eat chicken because chicken is a protein. So let me get my chicken. I'm going to add some rice on the side because rice is a side. And then maybe I might throw a broccoli or two in there. When you're eating a rainbow plate, it's not, oh, I'm just going to eat this and I'm going to throw that in there. Oh, I have to figure out what protein I'm going to eat. No, you're going to be sitting there thinking how I think nowadays. What I think is, okay, let's say I'm making a Moroccan bowl. I'm like, oh, I want a Moroccan bowl. So that means in that Moroccan bowl, I'm going to have chickpeas. I'm going to have tomatoes. I'm going to have some kind of like tomato-based sauce. So it's going to have the tomatoes itself with the tomato-based sauce. Quinoa, because that's a healthy protein and a healthy fat. Okay, I might throw in there some cucumbers to get my water in there. What else? Because the quinoa is also going to give you water, because quinoa absorbs a whole bunch of water. Okay, so now I have 2 different stabilizers. I might even throw an avocado on there and add a 3rd stabilizer. Oh, I also have something that's going to keep me from craving sugar afterwards, because once again, these stabilizers are going to keep me full, make me feel full. And then guess what? If I really am like, oh, I'm feeling like I've been doing good, let me add a carb in there. I might add in like some pita bread or something. Do you see how I just literally put out a whole plethora of a big plate right there, and it wasn't even that hard? It wasn't even that hard. It wasn't difficult, but you have to get in the space of understanding how to do that. I didn't just be able to just do this all of a sudden when I went plant-based. I had to learn. It was a lot of trial and error the first 3 months of me doing this, because I was still thinking in the space of, I can go get this processed foods. I can go to the frozen section. I can go to this section. I don't have to necessarily go get produce that I need, because you need produce. And that's how society has taught ourselves, is that we don't have to go to the produce section every single time we go grocery shopping. We don't have to go, because we can go to frozen sections. We can do this. Now, frozen fruits and vegetables are still good. I'm not saying they're not good. But what I'm saying is, majority of y'all don't even get that. You're going and you're getting chicken nuggets. You're getting French fries. You're going and getting pizzas. Don't see a single vegetable or fruit in the cart. It's a bunch of snacks. And you think this is shopping, and then you wonder why when you get home and you eat all the food up, you're still hungry, and then you order food, and then you eat the crap that they fix on your fast food, and it's spiritually dead food, and then you wonder why you're depressed for a whole week and a half. You wonder why you're anxious for the whole month, because you just ate a whole bunch of spiritually dead food, and you ate nothing that was alive, nothing that gave you benefits. Because frozen blueberries are better than the actual natural blueberries that just come on the shelf that you wash and you eat. They give you more benefits. So it's the matter of knowing how you support your body, and we're not taught these things. And so this is why I'm here to teach you and to show you how to do this. And so you're not thinking about the long-term cost and effect of the way that people are eating and how majority of society is following the standard American diet. Because the cost is not only costing you your health, obviously, in your life, but financially, like I said, it's going to hit you different coming these next couple of years. Thank you for the follows. I really appreciate it. Because the average person currently right now is spending about $16,000 a year to manage their diabetes. About $16,000. And this is when we're on the covered side, the lower covered side. So can you only imagine by 2030, when they're already projecting that they're going to make $1 trillion profit off of people being overweight and diabetic alone? They're projecting to make $1 trillion profit in the medical industry off of these 2 categories alone. Do you think they're going to keep covering you if they know that this is a projection, when I think right now we're in $1 trillion market for all medical, all? So by 2030, they're projecting to be $1 trillion profit just for those 2 things. And you think they're going to keep covering you in the future when all they're here to grab is money? And you know that they're here to just get money? They know that they benefit and profit off of you? So when you're sitting here and you add up the medications, the doctor's visits, surgeries, complications that you may have, it all adds up. And not only does it prevent you from living a quality of life, but it's going to hurt your pockets. And majority of you are not going to be able to afford this. So you're just going to be sitting there SOL. Like, let's just really be honest. You're going to be SOL. And so imagine if you start using your food as your medicine today because you know you have insulin resistance, because you know you're showing signs of prediabetes, or you've now been pinpointed to the fact that you have sugar addiction. And so you're like, let me release this. I'm going to be able to not only save myself money now because I'm going to stop buying all the crap, but save myself money in the future because I'm going to be spending thousands trying to keep up and manage the issue that I have caused over the years. Can you only imagine? Because thinking about $16,000 on diabetes a year, $16,000 is a few trips for me. I know that much. That's an international trip. That's probably about 3 international trips if you really break that down. $16,000. And people want to talk about how it's so expensive to go places. But you spend $16,000 on covering some diabetes that's manageable and heal. Not manageable. That's able to heal, but you're managing instead. Crazy. Crazy. So let's talk about, okay, well, you're like at the point where you're like, okay, well, how do I start eating away diabetes? What do I need to do? What plant-based meals do I need to start cooking? How do I get the breakdown of this fully? Because you only gave me, I'm going to say ideals, because I didn't give the full plethora of every single thing that you can get today, but I did give you a good idea of how you break down eating a rainbow plate and giving you ideas of starting to eat rainbow plates, right? So that's what we did for ourselves. What you need to do in order for you to transform your health is to fully understand how to eat a rainbow plate, understand the benefits of each food, understand the categories of what's going on. So when you want to dive deeper into your blood sugar, your A1C, inflammation. If you want the real breakdown of how to eat a rainbow plate and you want to understand how to maximize your nutrients intake instead of sitting here malnourished like majority of you are. If you want to sit here and get specific foods that support you and understand how that impacts your insulin resistance, it supports you in getting away from that, and have over 90 pages of support, because it's about 99 pages with recipes included, and it helps you be able to stabilize your blood sugar naturally, from understanding how to break your fast correctly, understanding how to eat the right kind of lunch that helps you be able to stabilize and not be tired, help you know what you need to eat before dinner, and gives you snacks and support for the snacks that you would know that you're going to crave and you're going to want through the process of you eating away diabetes, that don't throw off your complete balance. And also gives you a bonus section of complete support and tools that are going to allow you to stay on track and sustain this. You need to go check out the cookbook that is in my bio. It's called Eating Away Diabetes, okay? The Eating Away Diabetes is not just a step-by-step, okay, this is how you make a recipe, but it's literally a roadmap into eating away your insulin resistance, taking control of your health, and understanding how you've been thrown off all of your life with what you've been programmed with, this A1C spiking, blood sugar spiking, inflammatory diet culture, because I break all of that down in that book, and it's linked to my bio. So before I get off of here, I want to take questions. I want to open the floor, any questions that you have. And please let me know, what is your biggest struggle that you have? I want to address this. The biggest struggle that you have when it comes to balancing your blood sugar or energy, fatigue, how can you start making changes today? Anything like that. What questions do you guys have for me? Because you have the power to transform. It's just a matter of what you do and how you do it. Knowing how to do it, knowing how to heal, knowing the steps that you need to take, and knowing when you need to start and how to start. This is how you support yourself. So what other questions do you guys have? What questions do you guys have for me before I get off? Let me scroll up and see. Queen K, you're going to have to ask that question again for me, please. Thank you for sharing the live. You said, yeah, you're going to have to ask that question again for me. Are you asking me, are there healthy pizzas? Is that what you're asking me? How to keep your energy. So you keep your energy through gaining those stabilizers, which I listed above. I'm going to say them one more time. And like I said, if you missed this past live and you want to check out the full live, it is posted on my YouTube. So how you keep energy is for you to be able to gain these stabilizers in your food. So you need to be cutting out, first of all, you shouldn't be consuming any of these trans fats, artificial additives, refined sugars, ultra processed foods, but because these are going to lead you to having inflammation, leaky gut, etc., etc. But instead, how you start gaining back that balance is for you to gain stabilizers with your food. So providing yourself healthy fibers, you getting healthy fats, you getting plant-based proteins, and slowing down your digestive tract And making your sugar balanced, this is how you keep energy. This is how you wake up with energy, because you stabilize before you go to bed. So you wake up with energy, so your body's not fighting to stay alive all night, but instead it's able to use that time to reset itself like it's supposed to do and to rebalance. But majority of people are not realizing, majority of the night your just body's just trying to stay alive. Lower A1C in weeks and not months. No, there's no way for you to lower your A1C in weeks and not months, because in weeks, I'm assuming you're meaning like 1 to 2 weeks. There's no way for you to lower. There's a way for you to gain more control and to help, but to lower it to the state where you need it to be in weeks, in like 1 to 2 weeks, no, you're going to need at least a month. Depending on what you do. And a month is like you hard training and getting into that space. Months is you doing it the gradual way that I teach a lot of people, because people don't like to be uncomfortable, especially when it comes to how they can eat. And so I make it easier. But if you are one of those people who can quit cold turkey, who can do a fruit fast for a month, yeah, then you'll support your A1C for that whole month and it'll be balanced back again. But you can't do it in a week or two. No. How do I help my mom support my mom? How you help support your mom is you can get her that Eating Away Diabetes cookbook that'll help her, because it's a cookbook, it's an ebook, it'll help support her in gaining all the knowledge that she needs in between this. If she has a TikTok, share the live. I post all of my past lives on YouTube, so if she's on YouTube, she can check those out as well. But she has to want change, so it's a matter of if she wants it, then yeah, you can help her. But if she doesn't want change, because I have somebody in my life who has diabetes, and I give them all the help they need, but they don't take the information. They just hear what I say and let it go and keep on going. So that's the goal for me, and the message that I give is to help people that actually want change and that actually are looking for a change, not people who just want to, oh, she's so good, she's telling the truth. I don't need claps. I help to myself, and if you have not seen my transformation video, it is pinned on my TikTok. I don't need claps. I clap for myself every day, but thank you. I do appreciate it, but I don't need them. What I need is to see people with results. I need to see success stories, and I see them all the time. I hear them all the time. People come in here all the time and tell me she's speaking truth because I did this for myself. Oh, this helped me. Or people buying into my cookbook and being like, you were right. This helped me be able to cook a plant-based meal, learn how to balance and stabilize. I answered that. Okay, you said I changed my sugar-free. I changed to sugar-free for a lot of stuff. What do you mean sugar-free? Because just because it says sugar-free does not mean that it doesn't have sweetener in it. That's why I said we have to understand that labels can be deceiving. They're lying to you on these labels. They can tell you that a cold drink is low sugar, no calories, sugar-free, but then they add high fructose corn syrup, molasses, etc., and there's still inflammatory sugars inside of it. So they might not add sugar into it, so it's sugar-free, but they added in some type of alternative sugar, so our government allows that. So you have to understand that they do these things on purpose. That's the reason why they have marketing teams. That's the reason why they have legal teams that get through loopholes like this. And so I don't know exactly what your lifestyle is, but if you want to book a one-on-one with me, I do one-on-one, so we can talk about a strategy that's tailored directly to you to support you. Thank you for the follows. No, there's no healthy pizza store sold in the store. My cookbook is linked in my bio. There are no healthy pizzas sold in the store. No, there's not. I don't even have to look to know. I'm going to say flat out no. Because even when I was getting when I first went plant, I said the first 3 months of me going plant-based was a lot of trial and error. I was eating a bunch of frozen foods and things like that. So one of the things that I was like, oh, I don't know where pizza is. I don't know if I can ever eat pizza again without having to cook it. So I'm going to go ahead and just get a frozen pizza. So I was getting this frozen cauliflower. It's supposed to be the best kind of brand pizza. But when I started to learn how to read my labels within, I think, like a month or two of me being plant-based, I stopped buying frozen pizzas. Because when you look at the ingredients, they're not good. They're not good at all. When you look at the ingredients, it's full of additives and fillers because they have to have something to preserve the pizza. It's not going to be preserved with all those ingredients for as long as they keep it. How do I get the one-on-one? Everything that you need is linked in my bio. You can book it. Everything is with Klarna, Firm, or Afterpay. Everything is linked in my bio. Literally, it's a link tree. You can scroll down. If you have any questions about what you should do specifically, I also do have a program. This program will support you. If you're one of those people where you know that you need full accountability and support, and you want to have one-on-ones with me throughout the 12 weeks that we'll be working together, as well as you want to have a pantry audit or refrigerator audit, you want to have a grocery list that you can refer back to that will support you during the time of learning how to do this, as well as you want to have workshops so you can make your own non-toxic products. You want to be able to make your own natural medicine, as well as during that time we will learn how to make plant-based recipes and etc. That program is going to support you. It's called Bloom and Thrive. That Bloom and Thrive program is linked in my bio. It is an investment. If you book a one-on-one and you decide with the one-on-one that, you know what, I want to get into the program, you will pay the difference between those prices. So whatever you pay for that one-on-one price, it will be added to that program price and knocked off. So like I said, you can get everything with Klarna, Firm, or Afterpay, but that is full endless access to me during that time of that program. You will have an app that is directly connected to me. So if you, it's kind of be like a video, not FaceTime necessarily, but a video kind of thing. Like you can send me voice messages, you can send me regular messages just to be like, hey, can I eat this? Hey, how are these ingredients looking, etc. You know, things like that. And then during those one-on-one calls that we'll be having, that's when we'll do our pantry audit, our refrigerator audit. We'll be doing our check-ins. And during that time also, when we have our workshops, this is when we'll make our own non-toxic toothpaste, mouthwash, we'll make our own body wash, our own shampoos, etc. We'll literally make everything that you need to live a sustainable lifestyle. And if you're one of those people where you're like, well, I don't want to make all of that, I don't know, we will find you the products that you can buy during that time, but it's going to be more expensive. So I teach you during that program how to live a sustainable life that is non-toxic and not hurting your wallets and hurting your pockets. But I show you how I live this lifestyle, and I'm somebody who quit my job 2 years ago. I quit my job. I don't work a 9-to-5 anymore. I did not want to work a 9-to-5. And not only am I not struggling with my finances, but I'm supported because I support myself. I don't have to sit here and think, okay, well, I can't afford this and I can't do this, so I'm just going to choose the bad thing. You just have to know how to do it. It took time and effort. And so I want to knock out all of that trial and error that you have to go through in the beginning and support you. And so that's the reason why the price is the price for the Bloom and Thrive. But also, since it's that price, you're getting your bang for your buck. Because this is literally helping you be able to sustain the lifestyle and live this for the rest of your life. Because I'm not going back. And I guarantee that by the end of 2030s, a lot of people are going to be looking for solutions and they're not going to know what to do and how to do it. Hey girl, thank you. How are you doing? That's my friend, y'all. Is drinking chia seed water good to you? Yeah, chia seed water is good if you like it. I mean, that's as simple as that. Okra water is good too if you like it. It's thick water. It's just a matter of what you do and how you like it. That's just all it is. That's just all it is. Thank you for the likes. I really appreciate it, guys. What other questions do you guys have for me before I get off? What other questions do you guys have? Thank you guys for tapping the screen. Ooh, I've been out here. It's sunny. It's nice. I got out pretty early today. I had a few things. I got me a donut. That's why I said it's not like I don't eat sweets. Don't play with me, because I got a donut right here in this box. It's a vegan donut, and I'm very excited to eat it. I got an apple fritter. I got two. Let me quit like I got one, but I'm not gonna eat both of them today. You're so welcome. I got an apple fritter. I'm gonna show y'all too, because they wrong. That's what I say. I don't know why y'all be acting like, oh my god, I can't eat sugar. I got an apple fritter and I got a powdered one. But the only difference is I don't do this every day. That's the only difference. Y'all be eating snacks and sweets and cookies and cakes and all this other stuff. I don't eat that all the time. How do you know the organic? I'm not worried about that. And let me tell you why. I've been living this life. I've been living this lifestyle for 4.5 years. All I eat is organic fruits and vegetables. I'm not filled up with heavy metals. I have not been sick. I can't even remember the last time I was sick. I want to say maybe 2021. Maybe the very beginning of me going plant-based. I have not been sick in years. I'm not overloaded with heavy metals. I'm not overloaded with microplastics. I'm not overloaded with a bunch of toxins. You stop sugar cravings. You can stop sugar cravings in 2 weeks. If you stop eating sugar, if you can quit cold turkey, that's amazing. I supported myself in June In June, I supported myself all throughout the month of May and weaned myself off by giving myself natural sugars. So when I crave sugar rather than the processed sugars, so then by June I completely cut out all sugar, natural and non-processed, unless it came from a fruit itself. And so during that time I was off of sugar. And that same video that you see that's pinned in my bio, the last video that was on my birthday, my skin was clear as all get out. My skin was the clearest that it's been in a while, and that's because I cut out all sugar except for fruit sugar. And so that's one reason why I say that, like, I don't worry about, is this truly organic? Because as long as you know who you're buying from, so make sure you're researching the company to make sure that they're not bought out, so they're not bought out and giving you organic that is also mixed in with GMO farms, because they can cross-pollinate and that can become a problem. And they could also be lying to you and still using herbicides, insecticides, etc., etc. All you have to do is just do a little bit of research. And once you start to do a little bit of research, there's a reason why they say shop at farmers markets, majority if you can, is because they're not going to be lying to you, because they're not a big corporation. The only people that are so worried and freaked out about if organic is actually naturally organic is the people that don't want to do any research or don't want to change anything, but instead they love to just fearmonger. There's a lot of fear-mongering in plant-based and vegan health spaces. You don't have to be afraid, and you don't have to make yourself afraid and do all of this different, oh, I'm going to try this, and if this doesn't work, oh, I'm going to do, like, diet culture has made y'all afraid to try to be healthy. Healthy in our brains have been trained to, you eat a salad, you suffer and you starve during this time. That's what diet culture is training us to be. I'm not hungry. I am hungry right now, but I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. There's not a lot of farmers markets where I am. I have to travel about 30 minutes away from where I am to go to farmers markets. I was traveling about 45 to 50 minutes to go to Costco until they just recently put a Sprouts and a Costco near me. Hold on, guys. Let me verify myself. They weren't near me either. But what I value more than a couple extra dollars towards gas is my body. I value my body. And so I knew that me driving 40 minutes to go to a Costco and a Sprouts was not going to kill me at the end of the day. It wasn't going to make me sit here and hate my life. Because guess what? When I get done with my Costco and my Sprouts trip, I'm skipping home. Like, I got so many different snacks. Majority of the time, and this is what I teach in my program, usually I set those for my less stressor days, because I knew I was going to have to drive and make an effort to go get the foods that I needed. So I map out and I plan when I go grocery shopping so it doesn't conflict with my menstrual cycle and my phases of my cycle. Because as a woman, we should be operating every single month according to our cycle, and not enough of us are. And so that's the reason why we sit here and we feel thrown off. We feel like we have no energy and we never want to do this, but we have to do this. It's because we don't operate when we should and how we should. And so that's the reason why we struggle month to month. And during that program, which I forgot to mention, I teach cycle syncing when it comes to food, because you have to be synced with your cycle. You have to. There's no way for you to not sync with your cycle and to eat the way that you should be, to eat yourself back into health. I love it too. Since I've started doing it, I'm telling you, it changes your life. It changes your life completely as a woman, because we operate like men. Society teaches us to operate like men. Men work and operate in 24-hour cycles. They can go day to day and work as hard as they need to, reset and be fine for tomorrow. Women cannot do that. If you are working hard through your winter, the rest of your month is going to be a struggle. But when you work hard during the time you have the most energy, you rest when you need to rest. During those intermittent weeks that you have, this is when you can do your planning, your shopping. You can do your grocery shopping and washing and prepping. This is how you set yourself up to not waste your time, waste your energy, exert yourself over to the point where you're like, you know what, I can't do this anymore, and you quit. You said, can you eat dark chocolate, or do you? You can. You have to make sure that it's not a brand that's full of heavy metals. The reason why is because they did a test, I think last year, I want to say, and majority of these chocolate brands that are supposed to be the healthier chocolate brands, majority of them use machinery that adds heavy metals into your chocolate. So it's not the dark chocolate itself, but it's the machinery that they use in these companies, and they don't have to disclose that to you. That's the reason why I told people, I think 2 years ago, I want to say, to stop using Arm & Hammer on your clothing that you heat up and then you put on your body, which you already are wearing plastic, right? And so then you're also heating up the heavy metals when you're drying your food. So it's literally just heating up plastic and heavy metals inside of this Arm & Hammer, because Arm & Hammer is not telling you. Because when you look at Bob's Reds, Bob's Red Mill, when you look at their website, it already tells you their product has aluminum in it because naturally when they mine it, it has aluminum. That aluminum is coming from the mining practices, not from the equipment, but from where they extract it from, right? Arm & Hammer is not telling you, because they tell you there's no heavy metals. There's no possible way for them to extract it from a natural source and to not have some type of natural metal inside of it. They're telling you there's no metals in it. And so if they're telling you there's no metals in it, either A, they're not testing it, or B, they're lying to you and there's heavy metals being added into it. And how you add heavy metals into a lot of foods, because people aren't realizing this, is machinery. That's the reason why y'all's snacks and processed snacks have such a negative effect on your body, because of the packaging that they put it in that goes through a process, the foods that go through machinery and processes. All of that adds in toxins from the machinery that they use, and they don't use machinery that's made from natural materials. They don't use slower processes. They whip out thousands and thousands in hours. 30 minutes. I don't know how fast these factories work. But the point is, you have to know where these toxins are coming from. And if you don't want to do all that research and that informational knowledge, then what you need to start doing is stop eating so much crap. Just start eating from the earth. That's the only suggestion I can give you. What other questions do you guys have for me? What other questions? What other questions do you guys have for me? I use baking soda too, but I use natural baking soda. I don't use, that's why I'm like, I use the natural mine baking soda. I make my own natural toothpaste, non-toxic. I'm pretty proud of my teeth. And it's not just me tooting my own horn. My dentist compliments me, and my dentist doesn't know I stopped using toothpaste over 3 years ago. My dentist to this day still does not know that I don't use the fluoride that they recommend to y'all, and I have no cavities. My dentist does not know, even though my enamel has built itself up past what it was before, and it's healthier than what it was. My dentist doesn't know that I didn't sit there and do everything they told me, but I naturally built up my enamel. Kombucha is, I don't drink it often. If I'm really, really craving something that has a fizz, because I used to be a Sprite addict. And so if I'm craving something that, I want a Sprite, for instance, that's a good replacement, because kombucha is good for your gut health. I don't drink it often because it is something carbonated, and carbonation can throw off your gut health, because that's the difference between kombucha. Kombucha is a natural carbonation versus you going and getting Sprite where they carbonated with unnatural processes. So that's why kombucha is kind of different from a soda. So it's a better, healthier alternative for somebody, especially if you're like a soda lover like I was. It's a good alternative. It's great for you because it has ginger in it. It's naturally carbonated, so it helps your gut. Like, it's good for you. You shouldn't drink it often though, because it can mess with your gut balance rather than help. But if it's okay, like I drink this maybe twice a month, three times, that's okay. But I wouldn't drink it multiple times a week, every single day. Like, no, I wouldn't do that. What other questions do you guys have for me before I get off? I appreciate all your comments, by the way, all your questions. Thanks for sharing with me. I really appreciate it. How you get rid of bloating is you're going to have to reset. If you're having bloating, that means there's a block. That means that's an overloaded inflammation. Because when you have a block, your body is automatically in an inflammatory state. That's your sign. Bloating is your sign to let you know that you have something going on inflammatory-wise. So you need to start eating more inflammatory foods and figure out what has caused inflammation and cut it out. So it could be food, it could be products. If you're using bleach, if you're using commercial products, you need to stop today. Like, as of today, you need to go in your home, throw away your Lysol, throw away your Febreze, throw away all that. You don't need to use it. You need to stop. You need to stop immediately. Like, immediately. And how I say immediately, and I'm not kidding, they're doing autopsies on bodies, and coroners are talking about how when they cut open the liver, it smells like Lysol, Febreze, and bleach. You could cry on the cleaning products. You can still, you ain't got to be dirty. Don't cry. I make my own cleaning products. You don't need bleach to be clean. You don't need, they're cutting open your liver. And it's smelling like Lysol, Febreze, bleach, baby powder. There's a reason why. It's because these are neurotoxins that stay in the air. They don't go away. You just goes nose blind. That's the reason why they talk about in Febreze, how they talk about you go nose blind to odors in your home. So then you use your Febreze and you won't go nose blind to the odors, but instead you'll smell Febreze all the time. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. If you don't know, because I found this out, I think sometime mid last year, Febreze used to be marketed as a feminine hygiene spray. You know why they stopped marketing as a feminine hygiene spray? Cancer. They were like, oh, you can't spray this on your intimate in your parts for hygiene? Oh, we'll spray it in your home. Or just spray it in your house. Just spray it all up in the air. Spray it on your clothes. Spray it on your beds. Spray it on your pets' beds. Spray it on your walls, your baseboards, your handles. So when you touch the handle every single time and you spread it all over, you wipe your face, you just put it all over your skin. Your skin absorbs anything that comes in contact with it within 24 seconds. So think about that when you're sitting there washing your hands in chemicals, because that's what you're doing. You're using this. You're wiping your dishes down in Dawn dish soap because it helps the duckies get the oil off of them, and you're wiping it all over your dishes. You're wiping it all over your hands. You're absorbing it. You're dipping your hands in the water of bleach and Dawn. I worked with kids. I worked with kids for 5 years. During that time, obviously, I went plant-based. It's been a little over 4. I stopped using bleach in the rooms. I stopped doing all of that different things. I teach you in the program how to make your own. I use non-toxic natural soaps. There are non-toxic natural soaps. There are plenty. You just have to know what's in them. And I make my own. I don't buy commercial products. There are commercial products that you can get into, but I make my own. There's so much movement over here. I stopped using bleach in the room. One thing that I noticed is respiratory issues went down in my room when I stopped spraying my room down with bleach every single day. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. During that time where everybody else was freaking out over spraying the toys down, right? And I worked at the Boys and Girls Club at one point. The Boys and Girls Club didn't clean. Our job was not to clean toys or things that they came in contact with. Nobody cleaned. We had a person come in, like sweep, mop, and do things like that, wipe windows, but they didn't clean the things that the kids came in contact with. I'm going to tell you now, we had limited cases of what happened in 2020. I went to a medical center. I'm not going to say which one, but I went to a medical center and worked with kids during that time. And you know, medical centers, they're bleaching everything. They're wiping down everything. They're spraying heavily all up in the air. That was the most sickness and illness that I had ever seen combined in one space. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So, what questions do you have for me? If not, I'm going to get off. I am hungry. I'm going to figure out something that I'm going to eat before I sit over here and decide that I'm just going to eat these donuts, knowing that I'm going to be hungry within 10 minutes of eating these donuts and be like, dang, I shouldn't have ate them. I should have saved them. I think I'm going to, I don't know, I kind of want some hummus. I'm trying not to spend any money because I'm right over here near one of my favorite vegan spots. And I'm trying not to go over here and get food, but I'm really thinking about just going ahead and do it. Since I'm right here. Apple cider vinegar and distilled vinegar is the best to clean, right? Not, I can't say yes or no. I don't know what your floors are made of. I don't know what your counters are made. That's why I say you have to get in the program. This is a lot of research and work that I have to do and that I do for you happily, but I'm not just going to sit here and I've given you plenty of free stuff for you to get started. That's why I say if you want more and more details, you can get to the program. You can book a one-on-one. These are things I can help you with. If you book a one-on-one and you tell me, hey, what I would like to do is to make my own non-toxic products, we can do that. Just because I have a list of things that I teach you on a one-on-one does not mean that's necessarily what I'm going to teach you. I appreciate each and every one of you for questions and comments. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I just want to let you know that, like, there's a reason why I have paid things and I have free things, because people take the information that I give them, because I've given plenty of the information that's now paid for free, and they did nothing with it. All we do is just sit here and share information. And they're like, wow. And then they go on about their day. I want us to change. And if you invest money in it, guess who's going to change their habits? You. I invested money in my coach because I wanted to change when it came to knowing how to regulate those emotions that I had from a kid, knowing how to support myself in those spaces when I'm having those issues with my menstrual cycle. I invested in that, and to this day I still use those, and I talk to that coach. So that's the point. You have to invest in what you want. If you want this for yourself, you're going to invest in. You invest in a gym, you want to get better, right? You invest in a doctor because you trust their word, right? If you don't trust me, I don't want you to work with me. And so I don't want to give you anything that you're not going to trust me and use. But if you trust me and you're ready to use it, then you'll buy into it, because you don't question your healthcare providers. And if you are questioning them, great, you're in a good space. You're in a good space. I'm in the process of making my own products, so I'll be checking in as well. Okay. I'm happy to hear. I'm happy to hear. What other questions do you guys have for me? If not, I'm going to get off. Thank you for sharing the live. I'm not seeing any more questions. Drop them down. If not, I'm really trying to talk myself out of going over here and ordering some food. But like, oh my goodness, I'm right here and I'm hungry, y'all. I'm hungry. Oh wait, I'm going to dinner tomorrow. I don't need to. Just kidding. I'm going to be smart. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good because I have a din with my best friend tomorrow. Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions, so I am going to hop off. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Be safe out here. If you're at work, have a great rest of your work day. If you're just getting your week started and you have an off day, have a good day. I do believe everybody should have a cheat moment. I don't think everybody should have a cheat day. Because a day of cheating, unless I'm out of town, now that's different. I guess out of town is different. Because out of town, it's like I'm still watching, I'm still asking questions when I go to restaurants, but I'm eating out more. So that's why I do agree with the cheats, but I don't know what kind of cheat. Because people take cheat days. I don't know, people take cheat days and they think cheat days is, oh, I can eat meat, I can eat dairy, I'll do this and I'll do this. I think cheat moments are more likely. Like, okay, I'm going out of town, so I know I'm going to be eating out for the rest of these days. That's a cheat moment for me. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Have a great rest of y'all's day. Thank you for the comments. No meat, no dairy. Quit doing that, everybody. Stop. And I'm out. Check out my YouTube. Check out my links. They're in my bio. Follow me on all my other socials. I don't know if we're still up in the air about TikTok being here or not. But if you have me on other socials, you know where we are. If you're not on my email list, go ahead and get on that. You will have wellness emails every single Wednesday. We talk about what's going on in our society. I'll let you know what research I've done, what's going on. Y'all have a great day. I'll be back maybe Wednesday.